my Spanish skills are not sufficient enough to sing along with Bad Bunny. I was intimidated by the language barrier, I guess is what I'm saying.
Not bueno enough.
No bueno enough. Anyway, so, I think I have like the vocab of like a 18-month-old.
Yeah.
Do 18-month-old talk? That's what I sound like in Spanish.
I think so, a little bit.
In Espanol.
Probably better than you, though, just to be...
Absolutely.
No offense, but...
Oh, absolutely. And they certainly understand it better than I do.
I would say I have the vocab. I have the Spanish skills of a chicken.
Yeah. El gallito.
Sí.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Text Me Back podcast, the only podcast with Dutch papers and everything. I know I already basically did that joke last week, but it's funny to me, and I like to laugh.
Well, you said to me, Lindy, do you have an opener today? And then I said, and then I was still trying to think, but then Meagan forged ahead. And that's fine. That's the kind of adventuresome spirit that we love about Meagan.
That's what makes Text Me Back podcast so beloved among adventurers.
Yeah.
Christmas adventurers. We have a plan for today's episode, but I want to scrap it and just talk about one battle after another. Seriously. Folks, what a film. What a film.
We've both left our homes. We've gone to a theater.
I put jeans on. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wore a dress.
I don't know if our listeners are like me, but I genuinely, when I'm about to watch, or this is mostly true for books, but sometimes it's true for TV and movies, I don't want to know anything about it. Like, I really want to be kind of surprised. Although for scary movies, I like to spoil it as I'm watching them.
Yeah.
Just so I know what to expect. And I didn't know anything about this one really, except that Paul Thomas Anderson directed it, who I love. Well, many of his movies I love. Some I don't like as much. Licorice Pizza, terrible film.
I didn't see it.
Come at me if you must. Not a good film. And I don't think we need to be handing out favors to the Haim sisters is mostly how I felt about it. Do you know what I mean?
She didn't get no favors in this movie.
However, no spoilers. But she makes her triumphant return to the PTA universe. Get into it. So I went to go see this with friend of the show, Brian. And boy, us two freaks were absolutely rolling in the aisles. I felt every emotion.
Yeah.
But really, prevailingly, I want you to understand, this is a very funny movie. Yeah. And I think people don't think that when they think of Paul Thomas Anderson at first. But boy, oh boy, did I laugh at everything that happened in this film.
He should get more credit because
he should.
Boogie Nights, funny. Magnolia is very funny.
I gotta revisit it. I hated it at the time. Yeah,
I know. So did I. And then Aha made me rewatch it, and I was like, "This movie's dank," is what I said. Actually.
Oh,
yeah.
I fell asleep during The Master. But I don't think that was The Master's fault. I think that one was on me. I think Phantom Thread. Here's what I think about Paul Thomas Anderson. I think there are several whites in Hollywood that occupy different facets of white life. So, you've got your Wes Anderson. He's the king of precocious, quirky whites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Coen brothers are the kings of idiot whites. And now let me flesh this out. But Paul Thomas Anderson is the king of pretentious whites, but hear me out. Campy pretentious whites has been more his bag of late.
I love that.
And that's where I find my antidepressant is in the world of pretentious, parentheses, campy Caucasians. I truly, I can't get enough.
Well, after the movie yesterday, Aham and I had parallel thoughts. Aham said that movie was like Paul Thomas Anderson made a Tarantino movie. And I said, I was thinking while I was watching it that this is like Paul Thomas Anderson made a Coen Brothers movie.
Yes.
And I feel like it's the triumvirate.
It is. It was all of the white sensibilities coming together. I was thinking about this with Brian, and then we could actually do the show that we had planned.
Yeah, we didn't plan this at all.
We didn't plan this at all. I'm sorry, but also I'm dying to talk to somebody about this movie because I just loved it so much. You know, when you're a person who likes to watch a lot of movies, which I am, and I watch a lot of slop too, but I used to be pretentious, and I used to watch, the A24 of my time was Miramax. A lot of Weinstein. Did not withstand scrutiny, of course. And, a rough thing about being a person of color who loves films is that not a lot of films are tapping into who you are as a person, especially when like the great directors of an era are all white guys. But what was so great about this movie is Paul Thomas Anderson is married to Maya Rudolph, and they have, mixed race kids. I don't know how their kids identify, so sorry if their kids are listening to this and are offended. Sorry. But it just felt like he was tapping into something there. Because there's just the scene where Leonardo DiCaprio was like, I don't know how to do my daughter's hair. And I was like, it felt a little like he was working through something. And it was really special to me that this movie has like Black cast. There's a lot of aspects of it that are like Black revolutionary. And that part isn't a joke. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that part is taken very seriously.
Yeah.
And I was like proud of him. I was like, you did it.
Yeah.
Okay, in the group chat with the Coen brothers and Wes Anderson, can you let them know it's not illegal to cast Black people in movies? So anyway, great film.
I agree. And obviously this is our basic duty as whites, but really roasted the white power elites.
Oh boy.
So hard.
And so successfully.
Like, I'm sorry.
I laughed and laughed.
South Park who?
They never heard of them.
Wishes they got these guys' asses the way that PTA did. Anyway.
So I posted about where we are in space and time. I posted about it on my Instagram stories. And I got a lot of messages from people being like, thank you for saying that you liked it because the trailers made it look like a action movie, which I love. Yeah, so even if it was just that, I would have been happy.
And it is, kind of.
It is, but it's also like genuinely a very good movie. So maybe the trailer is not telling you everything you need to know about the movie, but I can't possibly recommend it highly enough.
Oscar to our favorite son, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I hate to say it, I do, but immediate Academy Award, please, to this man.
And then Academy Award for Best Funny Little Walk goes to Sean Penn.
Oh, and it's two things I hate to say because I live my life by the Issa Rae creed of I'm rooting for everybody Black. And I really don't deviate from that during award season. This man, Leonardo DiCaprio, ate this film the fuck up. And I am regretful in my statement that he must be immediately given an Academy Award for his performance. And so shall Sean Penn, one of America's worst guys, who was perfect for the job he was given in this film, which was as one of America's worst guys.
He said, I've got an idea for this role. I'm going to do this funny little walk.
And Paul Thomas Anderson said, say less. Have a good one.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, Megan. Academy Awards, we're going to give the main ones to all the Black people in the movie.
Yes. Teyana Taylor is so good in it. Chase Infinity plays the daughter. I would watch Regina Hall in a documentary about paint drying. Everything Regina Hall said, people need to understand this because if Regina, the fact that Regina Hall is not a mainstream famous, she is the funniest person alive and she is not given her flowers by the mainstream. She's actually not that funny in this. She actually gives a very powerful and emotional performance.
The true tears springing to her eyes.
Regina Hall is so important to me. I love her so much. Immediate award.
Here's my pitch. Okay, Leonardo can have one of the Academy Awards. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then what we're going to do is create sort of a daytime Academy Awards.
Yes. Can I offer a nominee for the daytime?
Yeah. Please.
We might be on the same wavelength. Jim Downey as vice racist of a club.
You can't give anything away.
I can't say anything else about it. You have to go see it. Everything that comes out of Jim Downey's mouth, Pulitzer. Pulitzer Prize.
Daytime Pulitzer.
Daytime Pulitzer Prize. Mark Twain Award for Comedy just for that. Just for the 7 minutes that he's in this film.
Yeah.
Anyway, please, I didn't mean to step on your...
No, that's all I was just saying. We have a Daytime Academy, and we can give those to the great whites. There were some great whites in this film.
There were some excellent white performances. What a film.
Dude.
Okay, anyways. Welcome to Text Me Up Podcast. It's a film podcast.
Yeah, except we don't
film.
Except we don't say any specifics because it's a film podcast where we're just telling you to go see it. Just go see the freaking movie.
Go see the freaking film. We'll see you at the movies, folks. It's a film about horny revolutionaries and their horny enemies. And despite that, I loved it. Put it on the
poster. I know. You know what? This movie started, and in the first 5 minutes, I was like, I said, Megan liked this movie? Because you had already told me that you loved it. And I was like, sex negative Megan? Megan from the sewers?
Well, I didn't want to Megan from Paris? From the Gondola? Well, I don't want to tell you about that because I was like, Lindy's going to die because it's so gross. I don't want to tell you. We can't talk about it any further.
Can't talk about it anymore.
But it was so nasty. I said, Tayana, that is gross. I don't know why you would do that to me when I'm trying to enjoy my little afternoon matinee. Next to like two older ladies who, by the way, were cackling the entire film, my two best friends. Anyways, welcome to Text Me Back Podcast, the only podcast brave enough to tell you to go see one battle after another. By the way, the stars, Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, they have been going on podcasts and yet never contacted us as part of the press. What the hell?
Interesting.
Fine. They're not available. I'll take Regina Hall.
Now that we've pivoted to being a film podcast, maybe we'll get the call.
Leo, I've had a crush on you since 1998. And then you kind of got weird there during your Scorsese era, but he's back.
I'd like to clarify, we would take Leo, but we would prefer Regina.
I'm glad that you clarified that because that is accurate. And if Leo comes, fine. But does Leonardo DiCaprio have Regina Hall's number? Because I'm trying to get to her.
Yeah.
Keep me posted. Okay, right. Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast.
It's time to do a podcast. What we're actually doing on today's show, Billboard, I have something to say. I have a Mandela effect that I have experienced myself. And I also have a take on the concept of the Mandela effect.
Today on the show, we will be discussing the Mandela effect, Mandela effect.
Yeah, that's right.
Lindy West. Wow.
Yep.
How meta of us.
Something happened to me where I was suddenly plunged into another dimension where something that is as familiar to me as breathing, no one else has ever heard of. So I'm going to see if Megan can help me out.
Yeah, because I have no idea. All I know is vaguely is that it's about a Christmas song. Can I say that? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then I will be bringing something to the show as well. Famously, I'm a part of it. And it's called TikTok Digest. And I feel like I did this last week or a couple weeks ago on the live streams and people liked it. So I'm going to do TikTok Digest again. And the only thing is it literally was like choosing between my children to decide what to talk to you about. But I got one that's good. Then Lindy.
You know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't checked in on Lindy's rebuilding year.
That's right.
So I'm going to give you an update.
By the way, before the show, she said, I don't actually have anything for that, so we'll just see what happens. So get excited.
I'm just
for Lindy's rebuilding year.
Just going to see what comes out. But part of the reason why we're doing Lindy's rebuilding year is because Megan hyped this to the highest heavens. She said, "Oh, I've got something good.
Oh, I got something real good." And I thought of a name of it and everything. And the name for it is the name of it is Megan's Journey. And Lindy doesn't know what it is. And when I thought of it, I thought it was so funny and so interesting. And like in the last 3 days in the lead up to recording this, I'm like, it's so dumb. There's no payoff. It's not even dumb in like a text me back way. It's just not interesting or funny.
Yeah.
And there's no payoff.
Great.
Or joke. It doesn't live up to the name at all.
Well,
so get excited.
It's already like caused havoc because you said you wanted to do Meagan's journey, which I can't resist. I said, of course. Then I said, okay, well, let's see. To make it a robust episode, maybe we pair Meagan's journey with a check-in on Lindy's rebuilding year, because we haven't done that in a while. And they sound, I don't know what Meagan's journey is, but they sound kind of similar.
Sure.
Meagan said, oh yeah, great idea. Then did I go ahead and come up with something for Lindy's rebuilding year? No. Then Meagan comes at me with the switcheroo, says, there's nothing in Meagan's journey. And I say, okay, okay. So now we have a double dose of nothing waiting for you.
A double dose of really good quality content that we are so grateful that you support every week.
Well, it's waiting for you at the end of this episode. And
that's what they're saying.
Unfortunately, the unsubscribe button is free, but we won't tell you where to find it.
Yeah, you have to go digging for it yourself. Thank you very much. Okay. We don't have a jingle for Mandela effect, parentheses, Mandela effect. but interestingly, what Mandela effect is about is jingle.
Oh,
so go ahead, Lindsay. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, what I want to say about Mandela effect is I hate it. You remembered it wrong. Shut up.
That's all right. Things happen.
A bunch of you remembered it wrong because people's brains are flawed, and because when you're a little kid, you don't pay that close of attention, and then you just fill in the blanks with the most likely thing. And so that's why you all remembered it was Berenstain Bears and not Berenstain Bears, because it's more likely to be Berenstain Bears, because that's
the actual name is Berenstain.
Yeah.
Okay. I can just never
don't get sucked into the
I'm not getting sucked into it. It's just that I can never remember which one we landed on as being the right one.
I think the right one is Stain, because
gotcha.
That's weird.
Right.
Look, no one wants to believe in many spooky dimensions more than me. No one wants to believe more than me that, like, I don't know, that we're in the dark timeline and this isn't, that somewhere there's a version of Lindy who's happy.
And
this isn't all really happening, but shut up. Give it a rest, loser. I just feel like, look, not all of us are lucky enough to have a thermos, promotional thermos from the movie Kazam starring Shaq that says, I am the man ... to grant your wishes. Look, I understand that if you were reaching back through time, you might land upon Sinbad, who has the name of a genie, Yeah,
he's already halfway there.
He probably had his picture taken with his arms folded,
and then and probably wearing a vest. So, like, I get it. But your brain made an incorrect connection.
And the correct response is to go, whoops. Okay.
Oh, I could have sworn. Oh, well.
Am I like, okay, because also if we splintered into different mirror universes, how come some of us remember it right? And also,
why would I be here? Why would I be here in this timeline with you?
Yeah, it just feels like when everyone was saying they were afraid of clowns, It's like, okay.
Well, everyone, I mean, I feel like one person will genuinely have an issue and then they post about it online and then all of a sudden everybody's got it. All of a sudden everyone's afraid of clowns. All of a sudden everybody's got trypophobia these days. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying I don't think all of you have it.
All y'all?
All y'all have that?
Okay, all of that said, and I'm sorry if I've alienated you, if you believe,
if you're a Berenstain truther.
If you worship at the altar of the Mandela effect, I'm so sorry.
If you're Nelson Mandela, I'd like to apologize.
You are the only one I will truly apologize to, Nelson. And yet, so all of that said,
plot twist.
I've experienced something this week that has shooken me to my core.
Potentially shot you directly into the multiverse. We don't know.
Meagan, what the hell? Okay. So I referenced something in my book that to me
Yeah.
is knowledge as foundational, as basic as my own name.
Yeah.
This is a part of the fabric of life, of who I am.
Sorry, as you famously said, your name is kind of fake. Like you were kind of born with a stage.
That's right.
So I don't know, but continue.
How do we trust it? Yeah.
I don't know. Can you really trust the people that you work with every day on a daily basis?
I don't remember a time when I did not know this piece of information. I've always known it.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it in my book. I referenced it. And then every single person who edited the book or did a read for me to give me feedback, they all said, "What does this mean?" And I said, "What?" And okay, so, and you know what, Megan? Maybe we're in the same universe. I don't know.
I can't wait to find out what it is.
If I said to you, Megan,
I'm scared,
that the horse was lean and lank, and misfortune seemed his lot, and so then we got into a drifted bank, and then we got upsot. But you know what I was talking about?
Absolutely not. And I know what song you're referring to, and I don't think I've gotten that deep in the rounds of it or something. I don't know what that is. I do maybe the first 3 verses and call it a day. Tell the people what song you're talking about.
Megan, this is the well-known second verse of Jingle Bells.
Oh.
Megan.
I know that it's fun. What fun it is to laugh and sing. A slang song tonight.
A slang song tonight. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side.
That's a woman, not the horse.
The horse was lean and lank. Misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upsot. Okay.
Never heard that in my life. I've never heard that in my life.
Megan, no one has. Except for me. Megan, no one has.
I don't even know about Fanny. I'm not sure I know her.
So, okay. I was like, everyone
But you can't have just written weird old-timey lyrics to Jingle Bells and then misremember. What are you talking about? Because if that's not a real lyric, then did you write that?
Okay.
When you were like 6?
No. So I was able to find it literally on if you search Jingle Bells lyrics, the first 20 things that come up do not have that.
Of course they don't. Yeah.
I found one that had it, and I was like, oh, thank God. At least I'm not completely insane. But there's a part in my book where I talk about the origin of Jingle Bells, the song Jingle Bells, because the guy that wrote Jingle Bells, he wrote it in Savannah, Georgia, and I came across a plaque that was like, this guy wrote Jingle Bells. And then it turns out he was like a Confederate officer or something.
He was a Christmas adventurer. You'll get that reference if you go see the film.
So then I said, in the book, I said, you know what? That guy fucking sucks. First I said, I'm glad he got upsot, TBH.
Even if that were a lyric. Oh, that's such a deep cut, even if that were a lyric. Oh my.
Well, we're talking about Jingle Bells in the same paragraph.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
My editor said, what? What is that?
What now?
What's upsot?
Is this political violence? What is this?
I said, don't worry. Everyone knows that. Stet. That we're leaving it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Stet. Haven't thought of her in a while.
Then we get to the copy editor. The copy editor says, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, okay, well, I guess maybe I can make it a little more obvious. So then I changed it. I said, I'm glad he got into a drifted bank and got upsot, TBH.
Still nothing.
Then I had a couple more people read it,
including some of your most trusted advisors.
Correct. Each person said, what's this part? What does this part mean? I started to think, what on earth? Am I the only one?
Am I the wrong one? Am I wrong?
I the only one who cares about the spirit of Christmas? And okay, so then I was like, you know what? I got this. I started to change it to, I'm glad his jingle horse got into a drifted bank.
You're getting closer with Jingle Horse because people do know him. Yeah, people know him.
But he's not even from that song. But I was like, if I put it...
That's true.
So, anyway, I'm typing out this Jingle Horse bedlam of a sentence.
Sorry, just really quick, can I just say?
Yeah.
Now you're like 6 people deep telling you they've never heard of it, and still you're like, I'll just add Jingle Horse and then they'll get it.
Megan,
incredible commitment to the bit. And I just want to say, I love that.
Because to me, everyone knows this.
They're the wrong ones.
They just need their memory jogged about the famous.
If I just put in the Jingle Horse, it will all come together.
It's the famous second verse of arguably our most iconic Christmas carol.
Yeah.
Jingle Bells. Every child knows it. So I'm typing out Jingle Horse. It's turning into just this monstrosity of a sentence. I stop halfway through and I think, am I the wrong one?
Yeah.
And so then I start polling people. Hello, everyone I know. Does this mean anything to you? Megan, not one person.
Not a one. Not a single one.
I'm humbled. I cut it. I took it out. I found a new joke to put in its place.
And if you want to know what that joke is, you must pre-order the book Adult Braces, parentheses 2026, by New York Times bestselling author Lindy West.
That's right.
Please
do.
Continue. Wherever you get your books, but not Amazon.com, please. Thank you.
Okay, so like that's resolved. Like I get it. No one's heard of this. But then where did I get it?
Because once again, it's like if that's not a lyric, then did you write it? And if so, when?
Oh, I wish I was talented enough to write something like that, Megan.
Well, you know what? It really feels very Paul West coded. It seems like something that your dad would think is funny. So I could see a universe in which, although you now have said that you found it, but I could see a universe in which your dad thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And sang it that way.
Well, it could be not that Paul West wrote it, but that Paul West was born in FDR's first term.
So he remembers the OG version with Fanny and the Jingle Horse. Yeah.
You know what I was thinking? So there's a couple of options. One is that I know a lot of weird extra verses to Christmas songs because of Northwest Girl Choir.
Right.
I was in choir for 12 years and you do a lot of Christmas caroling. But I don't remember us doing Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells, a little pedestrian for the...
A little conventional.
For the Northwest Girl Choir. So I don't know. I don't think it's that. Here's my best guess. I was a huge fan as a child of the series of books and their accompanying audio cassette tapes called We Sing, WEE. Have you heard of that?
I don't know her.
Oh boy. So there was a whole thing. There was like, it would be a little booklet of
Hang
songs.
On. You said little booklet, and now I do remember. It was a big, was it not a big plastic thing that was full of cassettes? And
maybe.
No? Okay,
well,
sorry. Go on.
I don't know because I just had like loose cassettes and loose booklets.
Were they red?
I don't remember.
Sorry, go ahead. But
all I know is that I had one. It was called We Sing Silly Songs. I fucking had We Sing Silly Songs. Yes. Thank God. Okay.
Of course, I remember We Sing Silly Songs. I'm sorry. I do know her. I'm sorry.
Fantastic. I think there was a generic.
I can't wait to text my brother We Sing Silly Songs when we're done recording. Sorry.
Oh, okay. This is filling my heart back up. I think there was like a general purpose We Sing that had like regular songs, and I know I had a We Sing Christmas songs, and I'm wondering if We Sing Christmas songs had this esoteric, strange verse.
They probably did,
and that's where I picked it up because boy was I into my We Sing.
You know, I only remember We Sing Silly Songs, but we used to have if anyone remembers these, they were like big plastic books that had like 30 cassette tapes in them or whatever. And they, a lot of times, like, I don't totally remember the parameters of this item, but it had like, I remember there was ones that you could get that were just a booklet with a tape, like kind of attached and they kind of went together. But there was ones that were like, say like, oh, Disney themed. And it was like tapes of like every single.
Red.
And they were red.
Yeah. I had those. Yeah. Yes, they were red.
And the smell of that plastic binder opening and all the tapes were inside. But I can't remember if We Sing Silly Songs came like that or if it was more of like kind of its own thing.
I think We Sing Silly Songs, when you said booklet and then a tape attached, I think it was a plastic clamshell kind of a thing that had the book above and then it had the tape underneath. Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Boy.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. People, you know what? I would like to invite our listeners to write in about this because I feel like maybe something is jogging your mind as well. If somebody has a pic of it, that would really help a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the theory that this was in We Sing Christmas. That's my best guess. Because, you know, when you're a kid in the 80s, you have what you have, you know?
Right.
And the media that you have, you go through it over and over and over.
Well, the reason they came in those big books is because, like, if you're on like a road trip or whatever, that's what you have. I mean, you might not get the radio. Like one time when I was young, we drove from Seattle to Denver. I want to say we had like my dad's tape deck, and you just had to remember to bring tapes, the right tapes. And they would sell these books with like 1,000 tapes. And sometimes they were like books on tape in the big plastic clamshell thing, which I don't think we got into those too much. But sometimes it was music. And then, of course, you know, in the 90s, it was the CD folder. You had all your CDs in the CD folder.
Yeah.
But you had to stay prepared because you couldn't just be like, oh, I want to hear sing silly songs. Let me look it up on my Spotify.
Exactly.
We didn't have that. Okay.
We didn't have that.
Can I say something?
Yep.
I don't know if this is surprising to anyone, but I love Christmas music.
That is surprising.
I love it.
I love it too.
I think we've talked about this on the show. I love a good old fashioned secular Christmas. I like the season. I like to be cozy. I like when it's cold and then you can cover yourself in blankets because obviously there's only like 2 months out of the year where you can be under a blanket without sweating. You know. Mm-hmm. I like warm beverages that don't make me sweat because it's wintertime.
Yep.
I like stupid ass movies, stupid ass films. And and I'll share it. You know what? I'll share it. I'll put it right in our link tree. I made myself a Christmas playlist. I don't get into the Jesus part of it. That's for somebody else to explore. But with that said, my all-time favorite Christmas song is the most Jesus-y one, which is Mariah Carey's version of Oh Holy Night. And you got to go listen to it because this bitch goes crazy on that song.
Yeah.
She goes absolutely bonkers for Jesus on that song and it whips. I can't get enough of it. So as soon as it's like, I don't know, November 1st, I'm putting on Mariah Carey's Oh Holy Night, baby.
Megan, I'm ready. I'm ready now.
I'm ready now too. Well, you said Jingle Bells and I was like, oh, anyway. Well, do you remember that weird ass lyric?
Please.
Or are you Nelson Mandela? Let us know.
I'm begging you. Bishop Desmond Tutu, do you remember?
Do you recall? Anyway, if you know that lyric,
please,
and you know more about this jingle horse,
save me.
Give us a call, 703-829-0003, or email us at deartextmeback@gmail.com. By the way, we're, as of today, 69 Instagram followers away from 5,000. So
yeah, help us out
there too. Nice. At Text Me Back Pod. Well, thanks for bringing that, Lindy. I really appreciate your vulnerability.
I still don't believe in Mandela effect.
I know.
But
well, because that one, I think you're safe because that one doesn't sound like a like society-wide psychosis
right
about a wrong thing.
Yeah, I think society has to be divided.
Yeah. And you stand alone on this one.
I am the cheese.
You and the We Sing Silly Songs people are the only ones. Do you want to hear about my TikTok digest?
Yes.
It's a new segment we're calling TikTok Digest. And it was, again, so hard to choose what to bring because so much stuff is happening on TikTok these days. There's a lady who is sentencing people to death for bringing bad food to potlucks, which I truly can't get enough of. There's Marcus the Worm. Everyone calls him Marcus the Worm, but he himself has said he's a 42-year-old sardine. So, like, I think we should probably stop misgendering Marcus, you know? But what I've brought you, because it's October, it's officially spooky season, I've brought you this. Now, there's a woman on TikTok. I'd never heard of her before. I don't think before this, I don't think she was like an influencer or anything. Her name's Mara, and unbidden, she makes a TikTok where she says, do you guys ever think about, you know, like if you could take a Halloween or like a horror movie villain, like Jason, Freddy Krueger, the classics. And she goes, because I have, and I think that I could take Jeepers Creepers. And everyone in the comments were like, you should delete this immediately. Because not only could you not take Jeepers Creepers, he's like due to return.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, he comes back every 23 years or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why would you do this? Because he's not just going to come back and get your ass.
Right.
He's going to come back and get a bunch of other people's asses too. Like, why would you tempt fucking Jeepers Creepers, one of the worst ones?
You're putting us all in danger.
Oh, you're putting us all in danger. Like, what the fuck is this? Because it's been a long time since I watched Jeepers Creepers. And in fact, I have not watched any of the sequels because the first one was so upsetting that I was like, I'm all set. But famously, he wants them eyeballs.
Yeah.
He's coming for the creepers. Okay. And
the
to that,
peepers.
the peepers. And to that, I say Jeepers. I don't, you know, and he can fly. Okay.
Yeah, he can fly.
He has like a
He's a 10-foot bird man.
Okay, and he has a lot of people's eyeballs. Like, he can see lots of things.
Yeah.
Like, he has a preternaturally fast old van. Like, why would you tempt Jeep like that? You know what I'm saying? So, Lindy, unfortunately, Jeepers Creepers saw Mara's TikTok.
Oh, God.
And he's back now.
Oh, God.
And now fucking Jeepers Creepers is goddamn posting on TikTok like every day, being like, anybody have, like, what's Mara's address? Drop a pin, Mara. And everyone's like, oh no, like, oh, Mara, no, why would you do this? And people are like, if I tell you where she's at, will you leave me out of it? Like, so now everybody's on Mara's ass, like Running Man style. Like,
everybody's ready to snitch.
Everybody's ready to snitch on Mara because nobody wants to be a part of it.
By the way, you can't trust Jeepers Creepers.
No, you can't get your ass for sure.
You can't pact with Jeepers Creepers on the honor system.
Hell no. So anyway, so the most recent one I saw, oh, Mara, I don't know why you would do this. The most recent one I saw was goddamn Jeepers Creepers has printed out a photo of Mara. Okay. and this man is so bold with it. He's like out in the daytime, which I feel like, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I feel like Jeep doesn't really go outside during the day. I don't know if it's like a rule of his, but
maybe he's evolved some new powers
through the power of his hate for Mara, I assume,
and through the power of absorbing all of our peepers. He's been metabolizing everyone's peepers.
And you're gonna sit there and say, I could take a Jeepers Creepers? Are you crazy? Anyway, so Lindy, Jeepers Creepers is in his backyard.
Yeah,
because he's a homeowner.
Yeah, he has a mortgage. Yep.
Mm-hmm, yep.
First name Jeepers, last name Creepers. He got a loan from the bank.
Please, my father was Mr. Creepers. Called me Jeepers. So Jeep is in his backyard with this printed out picture of Mara with, I want to say there's like white flowers and a white balloon, and he's doing the electric slide to Candy by Cameo, and the caption is "Me at Mara's repast." Jeepers, no. So now not only is he gonna get your ass, he's gonna do the electric slide on your body at your funeral. And all you had to do was say nothing at all.
It's an unforced error.
Truly, Mara couldn't have been me.
I would
not
never
have
be
been.
me.
I would never say a word about Jeep.
Mm-mm.
Not like that.
I would never tempt fate like that.
Anyway, it's getting dicey. Jeepers Creepers is displeased, and he's making it all of our problem. And now he's doing the electric slide.
Has Mara responded?
She doubled down, like quadrupled down, and was like, "I'm not scared. I could take Jeepers Creepers." And I was like, "You know what? I'm out of this. If that's truly what you believe, I'll see you at the Pearlies, girl. Because we tried."
He's a magical immortal from another realm
who again can fly. Like, I don't know where you think you're gonna go.
He's got a big coat. Who knows what's in there?
Wings for one.
You know what? Maybe Mara's
jobless, babe, but I'm not a part of it.
Maybe she's going to use her sexuality as a weapon.
Yeah, see, I don't know if that works on creepers. I mean, I genuinely don't. So, Mara, keep us posted if you can.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I know you already know this, but for listeners who might be you're new to the Jeepers Creepers lore, the movie is based on a real guy, by the way. And you may have seen the most terrifying episode of Unsolved Mysteries about it. His name was Dennis Depew. And he's the scariest looking human man who has ever lived. We'll put a picture of him on our Instagram if you want nightmares for the rest of your life.
No.
And it's based, he really did run two people off the road. I think he ended up killing his wife.
Well, they always do.
And in real life, he had a scary van/truck. And then I think he maybe killed himself once. Unsolved Mysteries was we're going to do a story about this guy. And then he saw it on TV and was like, bye. Anyways, Dennis Depew, the scariest man alive, was turned into Jeepers Creepers, who went on to be the scariest monster. And now this woman's going to sit there and act like I could take him. Madness.
Megan, don't put that picture on our Instagram. You're going to get his attention.
You've seen him, right? You've seen Dennis Depew.
I don't know if I have.
You'd recognize him if you saw him. There's nobody out there doing it like Dennis.
All right. I'm going to go look it up after this.
Okay, so that's TikTok Digest. Maybe I'll try again next week. Maybe we'll get into Marcus next week. I don't know where to begin with Marcus, the 42-year-old sardine, but
I can't wait to find out.
Beware of Jeepers, because he's out there now.
Yeah, stay home. Don't go out on the roads at night.
Mm-mm. Because he famously loves to kill people on the roads.
Or during the day, I guess, now.
Yeah, there's no quarter from Jeepers Creepers.
You know what, though, Megan? You know what? It is worth it. If you're going to see one battle after another, it's worth risking an encounter.
You should risk
Jeepers.
Your life to go see one battle after another, the famous movie, which is not paying us to say this.
I wish.
I need everyone in America to see this film. It's really important to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a little break. And when we come back, who knows what's going to happen? Because we haven't planned it.
We sure don't.
Okay.
Oh,
Marge just found out about Jeepers Creepers and she's really upset. And she's awoken Kevin, much like Mara awoke Jeepers Creepers. Now
that's
Kevin
right.
has been awoken.
Yeah, Kevin is the second scariest monster out there.
Yeah, no shit. Dennis Depew is Kevin's dad. Anyway, Lindy, you're ready? Time to check in on Lindy's rebuilding year. So far this year, what has happened? You were going on a walk every day.
I stopped doing that.
You fixed your foot? Did you fix your foot?
My foot's better. Yeah.
Okay.
But I stopped going for a walk every day.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to start again. You know what I want to say about Lindy's rebuilding year?
Yeah.
When I have something big hanging over my head, I find it very difficult to do other tasks. I start to triage immediately and I start to cut things out.
Yeah.
And the things that I cut are things like go for a walk, wash these guys, moisturize. And so all year I've been in the final stages of this book. I actually just, as of this recording, day before yesterday, I sent the actual final, my last edits. So the book is now set and fixed.
Yay.
And I know. It was
She did
very,
it.
very stressful. Very scary to send the final and be like, oh, because you can't guarantee that you didn't miss anything. You can always edit it forever. Like, it does not feel done because I know there's always a million things that I could improve.
Yeah.
If I read an article, I can read it over and over. With a book, you can't do that. It's too big. So it's scary. So anyway, as the days have ticked by, getting closer and closer to this week, I've been able to do less and less of Lindy's rebuilding year.
Mm-hmm.
I get into this mode where it's not even like I'm a workaholic, but it's like, if I try to do something else, I feel insane and like panicked and miserable because I'm like, I should be working on my book. I should be working on my book. I can't be doing this right now. I can't be, except then it's not like I then go work on the book. Then I go sit in a fugue state, like staring at nothing.
That's
know
so
what I mean?
funny. I feel like I'm a little bit of the opposite, where if I have something hanging over me, all of a sudden everything else, all of my other tasks arise as the most important thing I could possibly be doing. So when I have like a big thing going on, never is my bathroom more clean.
Yeah.
Never is my laundry more folded. Like never is the bed made more than when like I have this like a huge something that I need to like turn in or do. But then when it comes to actually sitting down to do the thing, like once I've done literally everything else, then I will enter the fugue state.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like that's how I am in the first half. I'm like that. I'm looking for other tasks. The first, and then as I get closer to the end, it sort of just the balance shifts. So I had this realization, like, man, I've really been neglecting everything else in my life for like 6 months. But then I had a double realization because I already knew that I do that, you know. Then I had a double-decker realization where I was like, I should probably talk to my therapist about that. Triple realization where I thought, what if that's something I can't change? You know, I think that you can't fix everything. And then I was like, what if I'm just like that? And then I was like, because at a certain point, how long do you spend in the phase where you're like, oh, I got to go to therapy about that. Okay. I gotta fix that thing. I gotta go to, I gotta get some tips and tricks for how to fix that thing. And like, obviously some things are non-negotiable. You do need to learn how to fix them. But like some things, it's like, okay, do I have a toxic workflow? Maybe.
Sure. I think that was like part of my ADHD diagnosis journey. And I think I felt really guilty and depressed and anxious about this my entire life, is that I don't do things the way that everyone else does them. And that makes me bad. Like everyone else is able to get their work done on time and I can't do it, which makes me, so there must be something wrong with me. Or like I can only do things under pressure or if I really want to.
Yeah.
Those are the only two scenarios in which I can ever get anything done. And then I realized that like, actually people are allowed to have different processes. And if the best way for me to get something done, unless it's like actively making your life more stressful and worse to do it that way, then maybe it's not something that you need to fix. Like maybe that's just how you do it. And that's allowed. That's allowed. Yeah. I think what I found is that there's many aspects of my life that were not working for me, where I was like, my medication is not going to help me meet all my deadlines. But what my medication is going to help me do is expand my mind to the possibilities of like setting myself up for success. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Okay, like that I can do. But like, I'm never going to be somebody who turns something in early. I was never going to be that person. And that is allowed. That's okay.
Yeah. I think I end up in that binary where I'm like, constantly like, oh, I have to fix myself to be the good type of person.
I'm so sorry to be this type of person, but literally it just feels like that's what capitalism prefers.
Right.
So then we're all trained from very young that it's bad to have some other way of doing it. And some of it is like I guess I'll admit not all capitalism's fault or whatever. It's like, look, teachers at school just need things to be as easy as possible for them. They don't have the time to like have a special way that everyone turns in their work for 30 different students. And so it's really easy when you're going through school to think, oh my God, I'm the weird bad one because everyone else is able to do this. And this is the structure that everyone decided is the best way to do it. So there must be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And like I get there are just limitations to what school can achieve, right? So whatever. But also
I think have to do with capitalism because we don't.
But I do think
we don't give any of the money to the schools.
We haven't given any of the money to the schools. But what I was going to say is I think a little bit of the whole point of school is just to get kids ready to be workers. Yeah. You know what I mean? So anyway, but just to say that like it has this tendency to make you feel like there is something wrong with me and I have something about me that needs to be fixed instead of like this process actually does work. There's things I can do on the margins to make myself more successful in it. But like, it's just the way that it is. If there's no deadline on this, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what always used to piss me off in school was like, for this term paper, make sure you turn in your outline by this day.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't write like that.
No.
I talked to a professor about it once and I was like, I don't write like that. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, I've never written an outline for something I've written in my life. I write it and then I fix it after.
Yeah.
And no professor I have ever had was ever like, yeah, you can do it that way. They were all like insistent on an outline. So literally every quarter of college, I would write some shitty outline that wasn't anything and I knew I wasn't going to actually follow, just to like meet the deadline of that. And then I would just write whatever and then I would fix it after. And I was like, I didn't get bad grades in college either. I was like, maybe you should listen to me. This was not a bad way to do it, but they make you feel crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
No, totally. I would do the same thing. Like, and I guess like college papers are so formulaic that maybe I did sometimes use my outline, but like when I became a professional writer, like, and I was writing columns, every single column I ever wrote, because people will be like, oh, how do you structure blah, blah, blah. What's your process? How do you do it? Do you write an outline? And it's like, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but I start at the first word and I end at the last word. I write it.
That's how I
write it straight through. I write it from paragraph 1 until paragraph end. And that's how I do it.
The way I used to write in my very brief blogging era was I would write something, because the intro is always the hardest. Then I'd get right into whatever riff I had. And then I would go back, add something normal to the end, and then suffer for probably an hour trying to think of a kicker and then send it. Like, that's just how I did it. And no school was ever like, yeah, you can do it that way.
You know, I'm so sorry if you think that society doesn't need people who think like this, but you sure were shelling out the bucks for my angel, and and you don't get that kind of material with a regular brain.
I hate to say this, I don't think the people who are hostile to scumbag brain are listening to this podcast.
No, I know. I was just being silly.
I don't think JD Vance is listening to this one. I
just wanted to say my angel.
So
no, but I'm just saying, like, it's undeniable that that our brains work in a special way.
Can I say I like that part of Lindy's rebuilding year is embracing how your brain works?
Thanks.
You know?
So anyway, I guess that's Lindy's rebuilding year. Lindy's rebuilding year is that I finished my book and now I can work on my mental health.
She did it, folks. Do you want to hear about Megan's journey?
More
it's really
than
stupid.
anything.
Okay. Listen, you ever heard of a guy by the name of Bad Bunny?
Señorita.
Listen,
Conejo malo.
Conejito malo. I don't know if you are aware of this guy, Bad Bunny. He's only recently come to my attention. And there's just like a couple things I want to say about him and the journey that he and I have been on together. So really, this is Megan and Benito's journey.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Does he know that you guys are on the journey?
He doesn't know that he's a part of it.
Okay.
But he will.
He probably does on some level.
I think he probably feels it spiritually. Like, because we're not communicating directly doesn't mean he doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously, like, I've been aware of his existence for some time, but never really engaged with the concept of Bad Bunny.
Yeah, same.
And here's why. And I truly hope this isn't offensive. I'm going to try to articulate, but like, I don't listen to a lot of music in other languages because I like to scream along to the music that I listen to. So in the car, I want to know all the words. I want to scream along to everything. And my Spanish skills are not sufficient enough to sing along with Bad Bunny. I was intimidated by the language barrier, I guess is what I'm saying.
Not bueno enough.
No bueno enough. Anyway, so like, Lindy and I took Spanish in high school. I technically took it all through college too. And I don't really remember that much. I think I have like the vocab of like a 18-month-old.
Yeah.
Do 18-month-old talk? That's what I sound like in Spanish.
I think so, a little bit.
In Espanol.
Probably better than you, though, just to be...
Absolutely.
No offense, but...
Oh, absolutely. And they certainly understand it better than I do.
I would say I have the vocab. I have the Spanish skills of a chicken.
Yeah. A gallito.
Sí.
Anyways, I kept thinking like, man, it's too bad I don't really listen to like Spanish speaking music because like he seems really funny. Like he seems like a interesting and kind of like cool person. And the first time he kind of came on my radar, he was going to the Met Gala. And the thing about Bad Bunny is he's going to show up to the Met Gala in a cunty little outfit with like a diamond glued to his eyelid or something. And it's very sexual. And so I was like, I wish I could get into this more because like I love his vibe, And there was a video
his
that
vibito.
I think exactly, his vibito, as they say in Espanol. Anyway, so Vogue made a video with him and he had like something custom made. I forget by which, probably Gucci or something. And the label on the inside said made for Bad Bunny. And he goes, made for Bad Bunny. That's how he says his name, Bad Bunny. And then he goes, I'm Bad Bunny. And I said, yeah, that's it. That's all I need. Yeah, he got me.
That's Megan bait.
Yeah, I ask for such precious little. Are you going to say a word in a slightly different way? And are you going to keep it simple? And he did both of those things in one 10-second video. And I was like, I'm into whatever this is. Then just this year, he was in Happy Gilmore 2, which I promise you I have not watched. But he was like on all the late night. Well, can I tell you something? So he's been on like all the late night shows, like plugging Happy Gilmore 2, Happy Gilmore Dos. And he's like, I've loved Adam Sandler my whole life. He's my favorite comedian. And I'm like upset. I love all of his movies. I think he's so funny. And he was like, the first time I met him, we were both courtside at a Lakers game. And he noticed Adam Sandler from like across the way. And he's like, and I was a little bit tipsy. And I started to cry because I was so excited to see Adam Sandler. And I was like, who is this man? What is this? I'm obsessed with whatever this is. And then like they met and became friends. And then Adam Sandler asked him to be in Happy Gilmore 2. It was so charming that I searched Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix. My hand was hovering over play. And I was like, I can't do this. This movie is not going to be good. But I really wanted to see all of Benito's parts because he's so precious to me.
All of his parts in Feliz Gil Mas Dos.
That's what they're saying. Estás hablando. No, están hablando. Anyways.
Pero estoy hablando también.
Hell yeah. Anyways, I'm on a journey with this gentleman. I'm trying to get up in it. Then he does this thing where he's like, instead of doing a tour, he just does like a residency in Puerto Rico, where he's from. And he's explicitly is like, one of the reasons I don't want to tour mainland US is because I am afraid that ICE will target my concerts because, a lot of my fans are Latino. And I was like, first of all, I hate that you had to think about that. But second of all, only a king. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so beautiful. I was like, he's literally done nada wrong in his life. He's an angel perfecto. Okay. So I'm like losing it at this point. And then I was like, I'm going to put on a Bad Bunny album. And I'm just going to see, I'm just going to see what happens. This is Megan's journey in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I'm pleased to introduce myself as Bad Bunny's newest stan. This man is popping off music. His shit bangs, you guys. Okay? If you don't listen to Bad Bunny because you're thinking my high school Spanish is not going to be enough to get me through this album, think again, fucko. You're going to love it. He has a song called Café con Ron. And for the 2 days that I've been listening to it, I thought it meant he was going to a cafe with someone named Ron. That's not what it means.
No.
Don't be like me. Don't have a Mandela effect about this song. It means coffee with rum.
See.
Rum. See? Okay. So anyway, and this song bangs harder than any song that's ever been recorded in the history of music.
Wow.
Okay. Do you understand?
I do. Yeah.
So
also, can I say something that
yes.
I don't have that thing that you described of not wanting to listen to music because my high school Spanish isn't good enough. To me, even if I don't know what I'm saying, learning the words to a song in Spanish and sing is so fun. Yeah. I love it. Even if I'm just parroting what I'm hearing.
Yes.
And sort of putting it together in because having taken high school Spanish.
Yes.
I can sort of fit in what the sounds probably
you
are.
Can kind of every 10 words I'm like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Boy.
Exactly. That's
Mountain.
To me, that's the most fun because it's
fun.
You get the fun of singing along and the smug satisfaction of being I basically speak Spanish.
So tomorrow he's maybe going to a mountain with a boy. I'm not totally sure, but that's none of your business.
The boy's name is Ron?
His name's Ron, and they're going to a cafe. Keep me posted. So that's the phase. Unfortunately, that's the phase I'm in where I'm going on Genius and I'm reading the lyrics in Spanish and I'm like, por la mañana café, por la tarde Ron. It's so good. I'm like, God, this shit bangs. And now I'm like, now it's too late to go to Puerto Rico to see him live because the residency is over. Anyway, that's Megan's journey. I know I'm gonna have to go to the Super Bowl. That's Megan's journey. I just did want to say where we are in space and time. They just announced, I think yesterday, that he's going to be the halftime performer this year. I'm very excited as a longtime fan of Benito (parentheses Bad Bunny) of upwards of 3 weeks. I cannot wait to see this performance. And can I also just say one last thing? Sorry to raise the specter of this. Big shocker. The whites don't like it that they picked Benito for this. And I don't know. I saw a post from Benny fucking Johnson. It's not disgraced BuzzFeed reporter Benny Johnson weighing in on who should perform. Fuck off, fucking loser. Anyway, and it's isn't this supposed to be an American sporting event? Bleh. And there's just a couple things I want to say. I hate to blow your mind about Puerto Rico, but it's not its own country. And Bad Bunny is an American citizen. Yep. So cool story. But I mostly just had this overwhelming sense of exhaustion. I was like, I actually don't have the energy to get into a fake culture clash that you all don't even care about over who should perform at the fucking Super Bowl. And of course, all of the weirdo right-wing whites are like, he's not even gonna speak English. He's not even gonna speak English.
I hope he doesn't.
Well, I hope he doesn't. I hope he says not a word of it. I hope he doesn't even call himself Bad Bunny when he's out there. I want him to be as exclusive and intimidating as possible to English-speaking white Americans as he can. Thank you.
And hey, if you don't want Bad Bunny to be an American citizen, why don't you give Puerto Rico back to itself?
Let Puerto Rico, as we say, determine for themselves what they want. Do they want to be a state? Do they want to be their own country? That's up to them to decide. Right now, they're a territory. And if that makes you feel bad, then talk to your racist ass white grandpa about it. I wasn't there, Anyways, he's great. I'm really excited for the Super Bowl and just don't have the energy to even pretend that any of these conservative freaks give a shit about this at all. Just enjoy it. Let your ass sway side to side when he's singing at you because it's real nice. And I didn't mention this. He's very hot.
That's what they say.
He's very hot. And so if you're feeling a little down, I really recommend just searching up Bad Bunny Calvin Klein ad And I think that will help you get through your work day. It was nice for me. I'll say that, you know.
Mhm.
And that's Megan's journey.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
Me gusta mucho. I'm Bad Boney. Okay, we're gonna take a little breaky break, and then the show's gonna be over, and we have a special audio surprise.
Oh, that's right.
For your ass at the end. So stick around. Well. The show has ended.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Although this is a long one today. We've been talking forever.
I got real sweaty during it because I really wanted to wear my new sweatshirt that says intense, ominous whooshing on it.
So good.
Twin Peaks reference. I got one for friend of the show, Brian, so that we can be twins. We hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, this was fun.
We'll be back next week, sweatier than ever. But in the meantime, we have a special treat.
Yeah. Okay. Here's something fun. So our Text Me Back podcast czar of Sound Force, Aha Mefeleje Oluo, had a gig.
Ever heard of him?
Had a gig in Seattle last week.
Seattle, Washington?
Seattle, Washington. Wow. From the sewers.
From the sewers?
Aham did the show, and he wrote a bunch of like new arrangements for it of some of his songs, because it's a full band with like a horn section and everything. And one of the songs he picked to arrange for the show is Adam's cat, parentheses, gonna pee on your stuff.
She's right behind me, by the way. And
there
in fact, if you're watching any video of this, you'll see that there are no sheets or bedding on this bed that she's sleeping on, because she didn't pee on it, but she did puke all over it. And then it soaked through all of the sheets. So I had to strip the entire bed and wash it. She's 17, folks.
Eleanor.
She's had a good long life. If the song were called Adam's Cat Gonna Expectorate Bodily Fluid, then it would be more timely. But it's related. Yeah,
the puke is the pee of the mouth. So
that's what they say.
Yeah. So Adam's Cat, parentheses, gonna pee on your stuff is one of our famous Text Me Back interstitial music numbers.
Yes.
And by the way, if you're a member of the Patreon, you can download the album of all of the songs.
Yes, $6 and above. Yeah.
Yes, and then you will know their funny titles, because they all have funny titles.
Yes, many of them are named after animals from the Text Me Back lore and other aspects of the lore. So they did a live arrangement of a Text Me Back song.
They did a live arrangement of a Text Me Back song, and then the whole band performed it with great finesse and vigor and beauty.
And it was all for you, my demon cat who hates me.
Yeah. And so we're going to send you out on that, on the full live version of Adam's Cat, parentheses, gonna pee on your stuff.
See you next week. Mwah.
Catch me back on all your podcast platforms.